Whitney Young, first of all, I think is the single most important figure in the long, proud tradition and history of the National Urban League. And I may be getting myself in trouble with many people who've contributed, but I think it goes without saying that he was a pivotal figure who accelerated the direction of the organization. In many respects, I think of Whitney Young as a man who was far ahead of his time in his thinking about community development, in his thinking about the relationship that the business community and that corporations have, in his thinking about preparing people to become candidates for public office, preparing people to be community organizers, preparing people to be the future corporate executives, people from the African American community, people from the cities, people who 10 years before that occurred were behind a screen on the bus, or their fathers and grandfathers and mothers and grandmothers were behind the screen on the bus or drinking from a separate water fountain. After the doors were opened by changes in the law, Civil Rights Act of 64, Voting Rights Act of 65, he focused the nation's energy and his energies on preparing people to walk through the doors and climb the ladder to a better quality of life. An important contribution, and also I think singular in terms of where he was and what he was thinking. It is indispensably relevant to the work that we do today because Whitney Young navigated between the civil rights community, the corporate community, the president, and his cabinet. And what impressed me the most as I really studied and looked at Whitney Young is the way in which his views and thoughts influence modern urban public policy. Whitney Young's influence went far beyond what people would consider to be the influence of a 1960s civil rights leader, the leader of an organization like the National Urban League, because he influenced the development of public policy. He influenced what Congress did. He influenced what the president did, what mayors did, because of his ideas and the power of his thinking and the power of his reasoning. The radical, the militant, the more strident voices of the 1960s came along at the right time, and I think that the interplay help people understand that all African Americans or all people who were pushing for equality were not of one mind in terms of tactics, were not of one mind in terms of approach, but were of a varied mindset, depending on generation, depending on positioning, depending on a whole lot of very important things.